Hello guys. So today we are discuss about elements of JSP, and in last session we just discuss basic things in JSP. What is JSP? Advantages of JSP, and we discuss JSP's implicit objects and scripting elements in JSP. So we just discuss those things. We run one applications or our first JSP applications we run in last session. In this session, in this video, we are discussing about the elements of JSP. And generally, if we are talking about the elements, the JSP elements are divided into subcategories. And for that, a first category is scriptlet. So let's get started with scriptlet. Uh, a scriptlet is a JSP. Uh, a scriptlet in JSP is a block of Java code. So what is a scriptlet is, if we want to write some Java codes in our JSP, then we use a scriptlet block of code. So is a scriptlet is in JSP a block of Java code that is enclosed within, so that is enclosed within less than sign, percentage, and then percentage greater than sign. So this delimiters we used in JSP page to implement a scriptlet in our page. Scriptlet is executed when the JSP page is processed by the server, and can be used to generate dynamic content, performs calculations, or access data from database, and so many operations done by this scriptlet tag. And we write lots of code or Java codes in this scriptlet tags for creating the objects, for just calling some methods, for getting some data from the methods. So we can generally use these tags in our JSP page to do the logical operations. So here is one example we see, and in this example I'm using a scriptlet tag, and this scriptlet tag exactly create java.util.date class, means date class objects. And here we use or initialize date class, so object will created, and by using this object I just print a date of the system. So date dot to string, because the object type and we want to print string, so we just type cards here. And this is just a Java code, and we already use such code in servlet or in Java programming. Same code we are writing here, and we are also using a request object, implicit object of the JSP. So here is a request is an implicit object in JSP, and I am using this object to get remote address. So for that we get a remote address or of the system. So this is what example is. And the description part we can see. So okay, in this example the scriptlet create a new instance of a Java date class. So we're creating the instance or object of the date class assigned to the variable date, and then use the out objects. So here there is a we use out object, and this out object is also implicit object in JSP. So we using two implicit object. First one is out, and second one is replace. So we use the out object to print the current date and time to the JSP page. So this is a simple way to use the scriptlet. And let me first see our last example. Already we are creating one example. So let's go to web folders and programming file or program files, Apache Software Foundations, Tomcat 10.1, web apps, and Where's my program? Okay, JSP program I have there. So in last session we discussed about this program. Here we see here we exactly use in last program is scriptlet tag, and we see here we use scriptlet to print the to assign value to the message. So here I just creating one variable, string type variables, and after that we print. So we use here scriptlet tag, and we also see some more example of this tag. So let me copy that code and just paste that code, and I want to after message, after this let me just delete the such stuffs, body and all. Okay, I need to take body. And just remove this HTML tag. Fine. So I use scriptlet here. So in this scriptlet tag we use implicit object out, and second implicit object is request, and after center tag here I use this HR, and after HR there is BR. Okay, let me save this. So let's see the preview of this program. So I'm going to start the Tomcat server, and now the server will started now. Okay, so our server is started, and let's open some browser. So I'm using Chrome here. So http colon 1010, go to manage apps. The username is admin, password is admin, go to sign in. Okay, so we have JSP program here. I just refresh once, click on JSP program, and we need not to compile this code. So okay, see the current date and time is Thursday, May 11, 21, 41, 25. So hours, minutes and seconds. You see here IST is 2013, your IP address is showing some IP address. So like that we can use our JSP program, our Java code in JSP, and we need not compile the code. So if we want some others manipulations, if we want to do some other things in the JSP, we just simply write the code, and got the proper output. Like here I want these things are print in next line, so I just use BR tag, I just save it, no need to compile the code, just refresh. So see, is come that side. So like that we can easily write the code. Okay, so this is what scriptlet is. We will discuss more about scriptlet in upcoming topics. So this is a scriptlet block of code, and like that we can use scriptlet. Now second thing or second elements of JSP. So the second elements of JSP is declarations. Now this is also most important elements of JSP. So scriptlet, if we want to write some Java codes, and declaration is used in Java server page to declare variable, methods and classes that can be used in the JSP page. So if you want to declare some variable, if you want to declare some methods, if you want to declare some classes, so we can declare inside the declare elements. So declare are enclosed with we see how to enclose the declare. So we use delimiter but with exclamatory sign. So we use here exclamatory sign in declaration tag. And see, there is an example, a very simple example is I creating a count one object and I declare a method here, and in this method I just increase the value of count. So let me copy that, and let's see another example by using declare. So let's open the code. There is a code. So this is for scriptlet and this is for declarations. So I am using here declarations. Now this is a JSP code where we declare now, and I just use some scriptlet. So here I just want to call the method, and method is increment. Let me call equal increment, and let me return count, and my return type is that. So save, go to server and refresh the page. See, I got 1 here because account is plus plus and get a 1. If I call increment again and again in JSP, so count will increase and count will print. Just save the code and refresh it. So see, 1 2 3 4, like that. We can invoke method in JSP. Very simple to invoking a method in JSP. Just declare in declare tag of JSP or elements of JSP, and call the method from the other end. So this is our second method in JSP, or sorry, second elements of JSP. Now let's see the third elements of JSP. So the third elements of JSP is JSP expressions. So already we use JSP expressions in all the program. So expressions is nothing but we use delimiters with equal sign. So in equal sign indicate the expressions. So very simple. If you are simply using delimiters called scriptlet, if we are using exclamatory sign by inside the delimiter, then we can say we use declarations, and if we using equal sign, then we can say is the expressions. So in expressions, already in our program we see we are using expressions tag here, printing a value of increment count method. So the method is returning a value, and we print here that value by using this expression tag. So this one is our expression tag, this one is our declare tag, and this one is our scriptlet tag. So in this program we see all these tag in a one frame, and very easy to use, very easy to implement. Need not compile the code because it's a JSP code. Just like the code and refresh the page, we got the output. Okay, so if we talk about expressions tag, expressions is a small piece of code in Java servlet page JSP that is used to evaluate an expressions and output the result directly to the JSP page. So the same thing we are done in our program. Expressions are included with the delimiters. We can see equal delimiters we are using, and can contain any valid Java expressions. So we can use any valid Java expressions, like we in example we can see 10 plus 5. So he print 10 plus 5 equals to 15, so he print 15. And assigning some value to the variable, we can easily use this scriptlet. We are exactly using a scriptlet here, and for printing the message we can use expressions. So this is what expressions is. Let me put some valid Java code here. So I must say I getting some values. After getting some value, let me get this value from, so I just use a scriptlet here, and I just call this. Okay, let me use directive, and in directive I create int x, and by using the int x method I assign a value written by this increment operator. So this value will assign in x. After getting value in x, what I want to do is I just want to, when I get this value, I just put some expressions here. So after getting value in x, let me print x plus 20. So just refresh the page. Okay, sorry, I got it some error, maybe some error in writing a code. So I see this one is a local for here, and that is why it's not access. 20 plus 20. Okay. For assignment part there is an error. Plus 20 is 40. 40 is display here. Fine. So like that we can easily do or write Java codes in a JSP page by using expressions tag. And let me use maybe these things are working or not. This will be work. So let's see the next elements of JSP, and the next element of JSP is comment. So we use multiple tag to commit in JSP. So let's see all the tags. If you want to commit something, then we have to use so this is a method to comment in HTML, and we can also comment like that. Let me see whether I got some error or it's working properly. So okay, see, both are working properly, both comments are work. So we use such comments, and if we want to write some comments in directive or expressions or scriptlet, then we simply use like we comments in Java. So we can write a simple comment here, Java comments, and even we can use multi-line for Java comment. So this is a way, in this way we can comment in JSP. So there are a lots of way inside the Java. If you want to put some comment in Java codes, so we use same as Java comments, and if we want to comment outside of the Java code, then we use HTML comments, or we can also use JSP comments. So like that we can use. And see, when I refresh the page, I didn't get any error output. Yeah, but if I increase it, see how many times of request will send, and I get updated by just pressing a refresh. So count will work properly. Okay, then this is what comments is. So a Java server page, JSP comments are used to add explanatory or descriptive text to the JSP code without affecting its behavior. So if you want to put some comments in Java or JSP codes, you can use this. If you want to highlight something, if you want to describe something, if you want to explain something, we use comment in JSP. So there are the multiple ways to use the comment. So already we see all the ways, or possible ways to put comment in JSP. So this is how we can do that. Now the next elements is JSP directive. And when we talk about JSP directive, so what exactly these directives are? JSP directives are a special instructions that provided information to the JSP container about how to process the JSP page. So this JSP directive is a special instructions that provided information to the JSP container. So these are the special instructions to give to the container that how to process the page. And the directives are used to set page level attributes. So we can set the page level attributes, import classes, we can also import classes, include other resources in page, we can include outside resources in our page. And there is 3 types of directive in JSP. So in JSP we have 3 types of directives, and we can learn how these directives can work. So first directive we discuss about page directive, and this page directive is nothing. A page directive is used to specify the page level attributes such as language used in the page. So what language I am using, what character set I am using, what content type I am using. So we can put it these information in page by using page directory. And for error handling, for session management, we use page directive. The page directive is typically placed at the beginning of the JSP page, and is here is an example of a page directive. So where we put this page directive, we can put this page directive in the topmost of the JSP code. So this is our JSP code, and if you want to put, then I have to put top of the page. So he defined page language. I am using Java. Content type HTML and text, and character set is UTF-8. So here we defined about the page, and like that we can use page directive, and this page directive tells the JSP container that what types of information are there. See how if multiple time I just refresh, value will increase. Okay, so this is all about a page directive is. Now let's see a second directive in JSP. So this directive is nothing but a include directive. So by using this directive, we can include file or others libraries in our current page, or some other page in our current page, like header, footers and all. So see what is include directive is. Include directive is used to include other resources in JSP page, such as header, such as footer, such as some others HTMLs or JSP page. His include directive is typically placed whether the include content should appear in JSP page, and is enclosed within the following delimiters. So here we can use @ signs, like our directives. In all the directive tag we use @ sign. So inside the scriptlet we just use @. So these delimiters we can use to put include directive in our code. So let's see example of this include directives, and how this work. So let me just go to the code. So here is our code, and I want just include something here, and after that we just put it HR tag and one BR tag. So currently I don't have any header.jsp file in our program. So let me refresh one and see what exactly our output is. So there is an error because a header.jsp file is not available. If the header.jsp file is not available, it will not work. So what I want to do is I just created one new file, and yes, this file is a JSP file. Okay, and I just save this file with header.jsp name. So let me save the file. Now file is available in my machine, and let me refresh. So nothing is in file, that is why nothing is display here, but this file will include in my JSP page. Now what I want to do here is let me do something with that header files. So what I want to do, that I just use copy that code and want to use this. Okay, I just want to use this. and let me cut it. So when I cut it, no need to mention body here. So this is my index page, and in my header page I put these things. So one string is there inside the scriptlet, and inside this I just print this message here, and then after again HR and break. So let me close body. So body will close here, Control S, and here Control S. So header will added. After that one HR tag is there, and okay, let me cut this one, X, and refresh the page. Let's see the output. Okay, see, this is my header, and after that we see the HR. So this is now the header.jsp file is running, because in my index we didn't have that code, but I include directive tag header.jsp, and that is why this file is showing in top of the page. So okay, and let me use some center tag, center, some paragraph, so p tag, and let me put some text here. So what text I put it here is this is index.jsp file. So I just put it one text here. This is index.jsp inside the not p tag, inside the h1 tag, heading tag I am using, and just refresh the page. See, this is index.jsp, and this file is okay. Let me do the same to better understanding of the code. I just copy that line and paste that line in header.jsp. So this is header.jsp. no much beer required now. So go to the browser, refresh. See, this is header.jsp and this is index.jsp. both are a different file but showing in the same page. Like that we can very easily design the codes. We are very easily do lots of manipulations and without any bugs and errors. Okay, so this is about the include directive tags. So that is how we can include the other files in our JSP page. And our next tag is tag lib directive. Tag lib directive is not a small topic, and this is very big topic to understood each and everything in tag lib directive, because if we talk about tag lib directive, then indirectly we are just talking about JSTL. so-called Java standard tag libraries. So just wait for a second. So what I discuss about is tag lib directives. So what is tag lib directive is the tag lib directive is used to define a custom tag libraries that can be used in JSP page or others libraries in our JSP page. The tag lib directive is typically placed at the beginning of the JSP page and is enclosed within the tag lib delimiters. So we see we can use in this delimiters only, like we use page directives or include directives. So in tag lib directive we use that directive delimiters, and inside these directive delimiters we can use this. And when we are talking about this tag lib directive, so we need some custom tag libraries, and if we don't have this custom tag library, then we build our own and we can use our own libraries. But if you want to use some custom libraries, then you have to use the JSTL libraries available in JSP APIs. So for that we can use JSTL, and if you want to use that, you have to download the JSTL libraries. So JSTL library is nothing but a jar file. Let me show you that jar file is. So I already downloaded in my system. So let me check downloads. Okay, see JSTL 1.2.jar. This is a library which will be used if you want to apply Java standard tag library, or if you want to use tag lib prefix or tag lib directives in your JSP page. So you can use this libraries. This library provide lots of methods and lots of features and tags, and by using these tags we perform multiple operations in our JSP page. So if you want to use JSTL tag lib, you have to download first, and after downloading the JSTL, you have to place this JSTL in lib folder of our applications. So let me close it and check our application. This is my applications, and in these applications I have two JSP files there, and open lib, and in lib I already pasted JSTL 1.2. So we have to paste this file in a library folder like servlet. We just paste here when we use the servlet. So we paste the servlet jar file, and when we are going to use JSTL Java standard tag library, then we have to download these libraries from the internet and paste it here. Okay, now in our applications these libraries are available. This is time to code for tag lib. So for that what we needed is we need this line of code. So again a little bit copy and paste code I am using here. So from top of the page I just include this tag lib. See this tag lib of JSTL are available in http://java/sun.com/jsp /JSTL /core. So in last package, we can use multiple things, like we can use core, we can use XML for XML tag, we can use SQL for SQL tag, we can use functions for functions tag, and many more. So when we use which one, so for XML functionality we can use XML tag. For I must say SQL functionality we can use SQL tag. For functionality by using a different functions, we can use functions tag. And if you want to use JSTL core tag libraries, like already there is core tag library. So core tag library contain tags for performing a basics operations, such as printing values, such as variable declarations, such as exceptions handling, such as performing iterations operations like looping and all, and declaring conditional statements, amongst others. So if you want to declare this all things in your Java programs, so you can simply use JSTL core library. And XML is there, SQL is there, functions is there, and many more is there. If you want to use, you can use. So in this program, let we use JSTL core libraries, and we see how that core library will work, and how this core libraries will perform. For that, what we needed is, first of all, okay, this is a URI of this core library, but what is prefix? We have to also know about is what is this prefix is. So for that, let me do one thing. Let me delete this stuffs here, because right now I am not needed this stuff. Okay, I'm just going to delete this stuffs, and even I am also going to delete this stuff. Let make code simple. Okay, so nothing is there in this page. If we see the preview of it, then some mistakes in code. Let me see what mistakes. JSTL is creating errors. Okay, Java x.servlets.jasper.tag lib validations, no class found. I know this error because we don't have Java X servlets, we have Jakarta servlets, and that is why it's rising error, because Java X is not supported in this version of Tomcat. Okay, so what is the solution? So what I did it here, we got an error because the 1.jstl 1.2 jar file was not supported in Jakarta, and because I'm using a latest version, 10.1 versions of Tomcat, so this Jakarta libraries was available, Java X is not available, and this is what errors we are seeing in this program. So the solutions of this problem is, you just simply download latest or supported versions of Jakarta JSTL jar file. So I downloaded jakarta.servlet.jsp.jstl 3.0.1 versions. So JSTL 1.2 is not working in 10.1 versions of Tomcat, and just tag libraries was not working there. But if we use Jakarta servlets.jsp.jstl 3.0.1 version, it will be work. So when I replace and just launch the applications, is now working. So let me test again. Go to manager, refresh the page, click on JSP program. Okay, this will be work. So this version of JSTL tag library is working. Now this is a time to write some code and use this core file, or this core library features. And before that, we have to talk about the prefix. Why prefix is equal to C? Why not X? Why not Y? Why not Z? Okay, this will be depend on the user, this will be depend on me. If I want to write my name here, I can write, no issues. So a prefix is used to identify the libraries. So I'm using this library, core library. So how can I identify that? Okay, I'm going to use the core library tags. So to identify this core library tag, I use my name prefix as a prefix. So let me use it. So I just write my name colon, and let me first use set tag in this is set tags is belong to core library. So I'm using set, and I just set name. So my variable is name, and value of this variable is my name. Okay, so I just put my name here. So I just set one variable is name, and I put some values there. And now let me close the prefix, it's my name, and set. Okay, I set one variable. So this core library is used to set the values in variable. I can just set the values in name variable, and this is the time to just print these things. And then again, let me not close here, I just use br tag and put it center in next line. And in next line, I just gonna use again JSTL library or core library. So my prefix is Ravi, and I just use another core libraries tag called out for output purpose, and I just out a value value, a value of whom, a value of which. So I just want to print the value of. So let me finish the syntax of this code first. Ravi colon out, and okay, syntax is fine. So which value I want to print here? So out here a value of name, because my variable is name. But the syntax of to printing or to manipulate or to perform some operations by value is we have to use dollar sign before it. So I just use dollar sign here, and now the code will completed. I just save it, and let me see whether it's working or not. See, Ravi Singh Rajput is displaying the browser. So JSTL is working now, and no issues with JSTL, and we can use any prefix. We can use C, we can use name, we can use I use my name only, XYZ, whatever you want to make prefix, you can make a prefix and do it. Let me do one more things with this JSTL, and what I want to use, let me use some more tag of core libraries. So let me use if. So Ravi is a prefix. Hold on. Okay, let me change with that part. So I just change or create one more. So copy that part, enter, paste, and now I just change my prefix, and my prefix is XYZ. We can take any values, so just for explanation purpose I put it and changes like that only. So XYZ, and now my prefix is XYZ, and I use if. So if we use test equals to, the tag is, so what I test here is I test whether 10 is less than 11 exactly is true, the boolean expression is given true. So if this if sent true, I want to print center h1, and inside that h1 tag I just print it's true, and just close both the tags. So let me close both the tag. H1. So I again use another tag of core tagging libraries, and this is if, and after that we have to close this tag. So let me close XYZ colon if. So this will be closed. Let me save it, and yes, 10 is less than 11, so it's true will print, and let's see it will print or not. Oh, Okay, so it's just writing some error, maybe a duplicacies of the libraries. I when I programmed, I do so many experiments, and this is one of the experiment part. Okay, let me change with XYZ. XYZ, XYZ, save and refresh. So okay, I reload it. Let me stop and let me start. Reload, run. Problem is okay, ord.apache.jsp.index class not found error. eh, Class not found. Lost errors. uh, 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 Let me start and stop the server again. Do refresh. Okay, can I get error here? Some other error will come with this. Previously this code was working properly, now this code was not working properly. Don't know what happened with this. Again, libraries issues. Maybe to finding some reliable solutions for that, because taglib library was working in that but again he raising this error for Jasper, class not found. Okay, no issues. uh, so like that we are using JSTL. So now it's working. Our versions problem is there, so now it's solved. There is no version problem, and we can change according to our supported software. So for URI we can use jakarta.text.core. Prefix we can change accordingly. We can change with our name. We can change by using some characters, C, F, E, G, anything. So after that, let's see some more concept of JSP. So this is what a tag label is, and JSTL is. We can easily use this JSTL in our JSP program. So after that, this is the time to see more about JSP. So suppose if you want to put some conditional statement in our JSP page, for that we have to use first of all we need declarative. So I just declare one variable, and variable is x, and the value of x is 3. So I just declare one variable, and after declaring one variable I'm going to use so now I use scriptlet let me use, and I put it if x is less than 10. So terms is if x value is less than 10, then what I want to do, let me print something in paragraph tag. Value of x, let me print value of x is, so here I am just use the tag, and I'm just print x. Okay, and let me close p tag, and if it is not less than, then I just use again scriptlet tag, and inside the scriptlets I just put it else part. So else again start. So for that let me put some statement. So let me take two variable, int x, int y equals to 4. Let me put it condition if x is less than 4. If x is greater than 4, then the value of x, else y. So y, and I just want to print the value of y. So generally is a greater number program is there, and but in JSP. So let me save it and refresh the page. Okay, an error occur in the line 10 inty. Okay, fine. Semicolon. And refresh. See, value of y is 4. So 4 is, y is greater than x, that is why y is print. If we just little manipulate with that, and let me put the value of x is 13, save the file and if I refresh, then x value will print. So value of x is 13. Like that we can easily use if statement, we can use switch statement, we can use looping. So if you want, let consider some example for using a loop. So let first try with which loop can we try first? While. Okay, let me take a while loop, and for that while loop let's create one more variables, and for that what example, okay, let change the color of can we change color, or let's change the fonts of the text. So for that I have to create one integer type variable, font size. So by creating a variable font size, and let me assign some value this font size, and the font size is 1. So started from 1 to so if or inside the while loop, when font size is less than or equals to 3, then the loop will be running properly. Let me use font type. So font color equals to, let me put red, and size equals to, here in size so size equals to, let me use here scriptlet tag. Okay, not a scriptlet, just expressions. So font size, so font size is nothing, my variable name, I just put it here, font size, and a text is my name. Can we print my name? Okay, Ravi Singh Rajput, and close the font tag, and let me close. Okay, fonts is start, font is close, and for each font we need break line, and now this is the time to increment the font. So font size plus plus semicolon, and let me again go to close the for loop, sorry, while loop, save it. Okay, time to refresh the page. Now what is the problem is at line 21, at line 21 in JSP, syntactical error finally. Syntactical errors. Okay, got the error. Actually, in a while, I just miss curly braces. Okay, see, font size will changed. And if you want to just increase in a different font size, then we can also increase, and if we put it some colors, then we can also put some colors. Let me do this while not less than 3, it's less than 6, and refresh. See, so like that we can use loop, we can perform lots of operations, lots of Java codes operations with this logics. So we discussed JSTLs, we discussed all the directives like page directives, include directives, and tag lib directives, and what problem we are facing in tag lib directive we also solve. As per the versions, we can use a different URI, and after that we see lots of manipulations with if with loop. So this is what in today's sessions, and in next sessions we just cover a few more topics. So till now in JSP we discuss implicit object, we also using implicit object here, and not in this in previous example. uh, Directives elements, we see all the directives elements. Let in next session we just discuss about the action elements, and we see the action element, and exceptions handling we can see JSTL already we discussed, and then we are forwarded to database. So few more things are left. Okay.